Hey, how's it going? My name's Matt, and well, I'm here today to be the million and first YouTube video to tell you about cameras and how awesome they are. I'm already feeling like this is kind of a redundant video. There's already ways out there to learn, so I'm just kind of here today to show you why I love photography. So we came down to a trail called Oxbow. It's a local trail of mine. Ooh, turn that around. I'll probably just snag a picture that I can throw up there. Come down to a local trail called Oxbow. I actually just registered to start volunteering at this trail, so it's right next to my house. It's super fun. It's super beautiful. Has a lot of good birds that come and visit the local canals that it has here, and it has hiking trails in Florida that almost feel like you're on a hiking trail. It's kind of crazy. Little hills, elevation in Florida. It's crazy. So today I'll be shooting with my Sony Alpha 7 Mark III, and primarily with my FE 5.6 to, what's that, 6.3 200-600mm OSS G series, I think, lens. It's a big boy, it's a beast. But when you're shooting these birds, you want to reach in from afar. When you're shooting the birds, you want to get them from far away so you don't spook them. So we just arrived at our spot, and we've already spooked away one of the birds. So here he goes, just flying out over there. He was chilling right where I'm at, but I wanted to come show you kind of where I'm at here so you can see. So the trails and all that are kind of all that way. It's really nice. Highly recommended if you're in the area. But for photography, the hotspot is actually just this canal. I'm trying to also go walk the trail with this big beast, which, you know, becomes kind of a shoulder workout and a back workout, but I've gotten more used to it. First couple days with this lens though, I'll tell you I was hurting. It sounds kind of dumb, but you get any sort of movement, your whole image is messed up if you're not used to this level of zoom. So you get really good at stabilizing, or, you know, out of necessity, or you get a tripod. So I just did both. So I spotted a duck across the way. It's not the most ideal shot here, but if I get over here without spooking him, there's no, that's too much grass. I was hoping to frame it to get him behind those nice purple plants over there. There's the duck peeking through. Figured that might be a cool foreground, background type of shot, but I'm not quite sure if that will work. There's another one over here. See, the duck is letting us do this because we're not close and we're across the water. But normally I like to get the things on this side of the water. So as I was shooting the sleeping duck, two more ducks came and woke it up. And just like that, the whole scene changed. And now there's three ducks in front of me. And I know, as simple and stupid as that sounds, that's what I really love about nature photography, is that nothing is planned. Everything happens, you know, organically, and, you know, you're out here having fun. Sometimes I'll just come out here and I'll post up with a book on my Kindle. You know, I got my transition lenses so I can, you know, see it doesn't affect my shooting too much. And I'll just hang out, and then nature will unfold in front of me. They get used to me being around. They stop fearing me as a trespasser, and they start just viewing me as a part of the scenery. And that's when the real magic happens. So if you can sit around and wait for a while, the scene, if you're in a good spot, will envelop in front of you, even if you're there. If not, you have to have some good, you know, stay quiet. So for this shot, oh, see, just opening my mouth woke up that duck. So for this shot, you'll see that I'm kind of fiddling with the focus. And I don't normally shoot on manual focus, but I'm shooting on DMF focus, which stands for directed manual focus, something like that. Essentially, because there's a foreground and I have some tall grass in the water in front of me in between my subject, when I focus on my camera, it focuses on the grass and not the bird. And the Alpha 7 Mark III does not have a bird focus mode. So it will just ignore the birds. It sucks, because my favorite thing to shoot is birds. So I don't have one of those cannons that locks onto bird eyes. I know my buddy has another Alpha 7 or an Alpha 8. I don't know. He has another Sony, and his has birds. So I guess it just depends on what model you have. But if you have bird focus, good for you. If not, I use directed manual focus, and then I try to manually focus past the grass. So I'll have to do this, and the image will push in and show me the bird, and it'll be fuzzy, and I'll just have to figure it out by manually adjusting. It ain't that bad. Side note, I only use DMF on shots like that where they're kind of already sleeping, they're just hanging out across the water. For action shots, you want to be in continuous autofocus. Very important to be in continuous mode, because if your target is moving, you want your focus to move with it. And if it's not in continuous, it'll just leave. I just saw a dragonfly. That would be very difficult, but let me try to get this dragonfly. We still got the 2 ducks across the way that are napping. A third over there that's napping. And then it looks like we got some sandhill cranes down there. And I'm hoping that these cranes will come just naturally walk their way down, so that way I get a good shot. But if not, I will reposition for the cranes. I love the cranes. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna move towards the cranes. Cranes are going the other direction. They got a baby crane with it. I stepped on a pine cone, and that's what made that. I'm assuming the mother that's walking with it, the little protection display, and I stepped on the pine cone. I know, you got a baby with you. You're not gonna want me to take pictures, but I sure would love if you trusted me enough to come back to the water. All right, I can't say I don't blame them. They don't know who I am. They've got a baby with them, so they're probably not going to let me take pictures of them. Actually, I think I know this couple, but I'm not an expert enough to say that I can identify the birds. But I shoot here quite often, and I think I've got these guys before. I didn't have a baby with them though, so good for you guys. Yeah, they're definitely watching me from afar, and they're going down the lake. So they're weary of me, not the lake, the canal. So they're weary of me, which makes me sad. I'm gonna go walk the trail, and then maybe when I come back, maybe I'll be lucky enough to spot them drinking water again. Look, if I had a wider angle lens, this is too close to do anything with this, but these are very interesting. Interesting colors. It's like bouncing off the light in a really pretty way. You know, screw it, maybe I'll try. Let's see. Yeah, I think those came out pretty well. I'm gonna take a look later when I go home and look just behind them. I don't know if you'll ever see that on this thing, but there's some other fuzzier bush. Let's take a picture of that. Something I love to rant about when I go on walks with friends is how, you know, shot composition, it felt so difficult to me. You know, I'm still learning. I feel like we're forever students, but in particular, shot composition first felt like unapproachable to me. I thought I would never understand what makes a picture better than another picture. If they're both in focus, have good bokeh, you know, it didn't click. But the more I shoot, and the more I go out in the nature, and just appreciate good photography in general, the more you realize that, yeah, good shot composition isn't rocket science. You just gotta be paying attention to it, and, you know, spend a little time. It's not gonna come instantly. It's not gonna be, oh, hey, look, I get it now. It's gonna be over time. Every day you might get a little bit better. You might learn, hey, when you're shooting this type of bird, it looks better if you have, you know, you're facing the direction of the camera where it's facing. So if it's looking to the right, you have it centered mid-left of the frame, rule of thirds, looking that way. Like little things like that that you learn work. And next thing you learn is that it looks a little bit better if you have something a little bit blurry in the foreground. So you do that, you add that to your next shot. The next thing you learn is it looks better if you have both the foreground. Oh, there's a turtle. I got him earlier. He's such a cool guy. Sorry, my talking scared you. Fair enough. Look at him go. If he stays still long enough, that might be a cool angle for a shot here between the bushes. Oh yeah. I can get it right there. Whew, right over the cactuses too. So because of all the things I had in front of him, I had to switch back to directed manual focus, and then go for another one of those shots to where I manually adjust to get the zoom. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's the only way I can really do that. And I think they came out okay. Oh, there's another one. This guy's right on the trail. Oh, okay, we're just gonna walk past carefully. I don't want to disturb him. He hissed a little bit as I passed. But now, a little bit further away. It's a really nice shot, actually. Let's see if I can get a little bit lower to the ground. Get on his level. All reasons to love photography, honestly, and just nature in general. It's also incredible. It's around us every day. We take it for granted. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm gonna go see if I can get closer. Okay. He was nice enough to hang out with us and keep out of his shell. So I think we got a pretty cool shot there, and I'm happy with that. So let's keep moving. My battery's getting low, and this is quite a long trail. So who knows how far I'll go, and I want this to be ready if I need it. So I'll put you away and see if there's anything interesting. You know, I don't normally bring my camera this far in, so I just remembered every time I get here, there's a little dock. Sometimes it's too flooded, so if it's ever too wet, and it did rain not too long ago, there's a small chance I can't go. But there's a little dock that has a gorgeous tree, like right past a little like alley for you, a little river. So it's a really gorgeous view, and I've always fantasized of a nice shot with the tree reflecting in the water. I don't know if I can get the camera high enough to get a reflection. I might have to get a drone out here one day, but yeah, I think that's my goal. I'm gonna go get to that tree. So my Osmo is dying, but here's an example of a shot that I always try to make work. But right now I don't have the right camera on me, or the right lens actually. But just look how beautiful that light coming from the trees on the water is. If you can get nice and low by the water, just get a little angle going that way. I don't want to lose my phone in there. Something like that, you know? Or how do I zoom out? Something like this, look closer to the water. It's a gorgeous shot. It's just right there. It's free. This whole trail, actually, is just gorgeous and amazing. So let me just record a little bit on my iPhone for you as I walk to the area that I really wanted to go. Maybe next time I'll just bring my GoPro, strap it to my chest. Might be easier. Maybe the experience, a day in the life. That's one of my favorite spots over there. You get to the end of this trail. It's not really anything over there, but just, I always imagine that I'll get an amazing shot here. Hasn't happened yet, but I just feel lucky about that spot. And one day it'll happen. It's not too flooded, because normally the flooding would be right here. So this time we get to go over here, onto this little dock. And it's gorgeous. There is a problem though. All this, sorry birds, didn't even see you. All this is overgrown. That's not normally this much. This is normally all cut out. This is supposed to be an access for like kayaking and stuff, but it's all sand. All this stuff just kind of dredged up. I've learned a little bit more about the history of this place, and apparently the military did a little dredging to make like this little SC looking river. They just drilled a straight line through it, and in the process of doing so, some sort of issue was sprung. So I mean, I'm not a geologist, so I don't know, bro. I'm just here to take pictures, man. But yeah, there's my shot. There's the tree I would have done, and it would have been like this with the reflection coming through there of the tree, but all that grass is in the way. So planned shot has been foiled for today, But I know they're planning some maintenance, and maybe they'll get rid of that, and that'll be nice. So here's the hoping. And if I still manage to bring a drone, it looks like there is, you're not going to see that from the phone, but there is water in front of that tree still, and I can get a good drone top down of that. Let's figure out what kind of birds those are. Let's see. Oh, that one looks like it might be an eagle. I'm gonna zoom in on that guy. Oh, let's see what kind of secrets this tree has, huh? Guys, I got goosebumps right now. That was indeed a bald eagle. I just got a bald eagle. That was a bucket list shot right there for me. Yeah, oh, let's see. Yeah, there he is. It's a bald eagle. Dude, what? Thank you, God. So while I wait around to be gator food or for the bald eagle to come back, since I decided to record more on my phone than take pictures when I'm a photographer, not a YouTuber. So, oops, big dumb. But red cardinal came, which another one of my favorite birds, was kind of over there, and I was still set into autofocus continuous, and I had to switch back to DMF to take that shot. Of course, by the time I got ready to take the shot, it was gone. But why am I recording this? Is essentially to tell you, if you are going to be switching back and forth between DMF and autofocus continuous, always make sure you switch back to AFC, because if you see something that's happening in fast action, you're not going to have time to switch. Whereas a lot of those DMF shots, you know, you have time to set up. A lot of the times it's a more still subject, which is why you even notice it in the first place and why you're able to even set up for it. So if you have to prioritize one or the other, make sure you're in autofocus continuous. And God, how beautiful is this place? That eagle is no slouch, and he has not returned. And I'm having a hard time finding it in me to leave this gorgeous spot that I'm standing. It's just so pretty here. Just in the zone, having a good time. But let's go keep walking and see what else we can find, and then turn back soon, because I am far enough out that you know, it's been long enough. Hey guys, there's your tax dollars coming into work. This is new maintenance on the course. Normally, we had to step through there and just kind of create your own trail because this was too muddy. But they've created a little walkway for us now. How nice. Thanks, guys. This might be pathetic to anyone outside of Florida, but look at this, guys. Look at this. Actual traversing. I have to climb up this. I have to go whoop. I have to put my foot here, and then here, and then here. Look at that. You don't get to do this in Florida. You just walk straight. And then guess what? Walk straight. Sad moment. Last hurricane knocked this thing down. You know, my first time walking this trail, you can see right there is a string, a rope hanging from that. My first time walking this trail, I actually got a little glimpse of some human beings still being kids, and it was actually kind of cool. They were standing up here, and it's a pretty hefty drop there, but they're taking the rope and swinging into the water. And now, you know, I'm sad for them. Rest in peace, swinging tree. You were an awesome addition to this community. You'll be missed. Check it out. We got more tax dollar additions. What? And look at this. Steps. We used to have to climb that bitch. Oh, I shouldn't curse. Sorry. Used to have to climb that. Yeah, super hyped to see maintenance on this trail. Absolutely favorite place to be, so thank you. Win some, you lose some, you know. This DLC patch seems to have gotten rid of some of my used to previously explorable terrain, but I get it. That hurricane did a damage, so you want to be safe. I'll go around like a good boy. Oh, but what do you know? Look at this. They added a little railing. It looks like they need to come. Oh, I'll make sure they know to come tighten this up a bit. But they're doing some work here, man. They added some sand, a nice little path up. This is nice. More than I expected. You still get some traversal. Sick. I'm happy. Now, I don't remember this little short little tunnel here. I'm in a trench. Don't remember that. Oh. Wow, I went way too far. I said I was going to turn back before I made it to the bridge, but there it is. The bridge. I just heard a boat of some sort kill its engine. So I wonder if I'm going to get a cool little picture of someone coasting by, or if they're just stopping to fish somewhere. Should I stay or should I go? People in the boat were chilling. I didn't want to invade their privacy. Having a good time as a guy and a girl, you know, have some fun. But back to the trail. It's still beautiful. I'm getting my little hike in. I still got the huge camera on me, but you know, I should probably switch sides. Hold on. Yeah. Let's put it in the right arm now so I can get equally swole and not just left arm swole. But yeah, this trail, nothing like it around here. I love it. If I remember correctly, this seems to be, I think, the end of the trail. You zip around up here, you go through this, come up this way. And oh man, it's so nice with this breeze too. Whew, what a nice day. Okay. And then at the end of this, you know, go straight for a little bit, but literally just dead ends. Oh, there's people coming. Trail is wrong and out of shape. This trail keeps going. But look at that thing. Let me get a picture of that. I have no idea what that is. Let's find out. So I kept going down to the end of the trail. It was much farther away than I thought. The bridge, just as a boat passes by, and another boat just came by too. It was going pretty fast. We had some good wake from it. Let's see how much wake this guy creates. Not much wake. Not much wake. A little bit of wake. It was quite the step up. I'm surprised that doesn't have stairs. This is another angle that just, if you have a nice wide angle lens and you get a nice angle like this, and then you put a nice little vignette on it and make the colors pop a bit. Just a gorgeous view here. Cannot complain. Another one of those shots. Just look at how the light's coming through the trees and hitting the wood there. That's freaking gorgeous. Like, you just get a good angle like this, get some glow on it, right? Just get that angle, get a good shot, get something interesting over there. Just look for interesting ways that the light bounces. Honestly, this is 90% of photography. Now, if I didn't know about this place already, I would be very confused, because you follow the trail out a different direction, you come all the way over here, and then there's like an actual sign. Like, is this the beginning of the trail? Like, why am I here? Let's see. We parked here, we came down to Canal, walked all the way down to there, went back from my phone, came across this way, walked all the way down to here, walked down to here, all the way down to here, down all the way down there, and all the way back here, and then we crossed the water over here. So we're like, fuck all over here. We're up here, actually, maybe. But either way, it's not denounced on this board, and I have no idea why it's here. So, we did it. We made it to the liminal space of open land. Why does this exist? So it's after 5 now, and about ready to wrap it up. Starting to head back now. And I was thinking that I wanted to try to make kind of the majority of this video centered around shot composition, but I did not. You know, I got lucky with the bald eagle. Not the best shot, but I got one, which is cool. And I spent all that luck on the bald eagle, so I got no luck finding a good shot for framing or anything good with leading lines. Like, you know, so you deal with what you're given. I got some good shots anyways. I use rule of thirds quite often. It's my main go-to, just because it works. It's like the Fibonacci sequence, just dialed down to easy mode. So just when in doubt, use rule of thirds. If you have a nice centered shot, those are cool too. Just make sure if something is in your picture, it's adding to it, not detracting from it, and you have a good subject that is pointed out of some sort. So if you have a way to like point to your subject with the buildings or a street, that's leading lines, that's amazing. If you get a cool shot, like let's say this, to where, not really that, but you have some sort of outline that you're shooting through to get the picture through it, that's a framed shot. or a framing shot, those are really nice too. Anything you can do to really highlight what you're trying to show without having distractions in your image, because just having a bunch of stuff in one picture isn't really what makes a good image. It's just as important to know what not to include as to know what to include. Just like an artist, they work with, positive and negative space. We work with negative space in our compositions as well. It's a huge part of it. So make sure you just do a little research, keep studying, keep practicing. Don't get discouraged, because even 11 years later, after learning how to do like photography or how to start photography, I still sometimes struggle to get a nice shot that I'm trying to look for, but always be available for the shots that you're not prepared for, because just because a certain shot that you're looking for doesn't happen doesn't mean you're going to leave the day empty-handed if you're knowing what you're doing. So just stay ready, capture the beautiful moments, stay positive, and keep your eyes up, because who knows what you see. All right, so, hold on. Just got a sticky in my sock. The timing of that, get out of there. Okay, so, decided to come back this way by the birds, see if we can get anything by the water again. I am not going to be recording the whole time because I don't want to talk and scare them away. So if I got anything cool, I'll show up on the screen now. If I didn't get anything cool, sorry. Okay, here we go. So I just noticed that there are cranes way down there again. I don't know if that's the same cranes that have the baby, but I might walk all the way down there. Try to find out if I can. I don't want to upset the cranes though, so I'll keep my caution, because their comfort a little bit more important than my picture. All right, so we've walked all the way down, and I am not seeing. Oh, that might be the baby. Okay, let's do this. We're going for it. All right, I found a good little spot to where I'm kind of getting them through the trees here, so I'm not really bothering them. But I can't see the baby now, so I gotta crest the mountain. The hill, not the mountain. And the guy's looking at me, so let's see what I would do. All right, guys, another phone update. I was feeling pretty depressed earlier today, just kind of down on things. But I do feel a special type of way to come over here and see these birds that I've been shooting for a long time. Because there's always one crane couple that I can catch here, right? They're not always here, but they frequent here, and they look familiar enough to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and believe that this is their baby, this is them. This is the same people same birds I've always been shooting, and now they have a baby. It's a happy, joyous occasion. Congratulations, Mom and Pop. Good job, guys. I would say mission success. I got a lot of pictures of that baby bird. I'm a happy man about that. It's crazy because it's like I clearly don't own those birds. They're not mine, but it's cool because, like, I don't know, I feel like they're my birds. I feel like I've seen them enough and taken pictures of them enough that I've grown attached. So I'm happy to see that they're doing well. And we left on a good note. They never got annoyed with me, and I didn't want to press my luck, so I'm deciding to leave. So I hope they have a beautiful night. They look like they were eating lots of good food in the ground, so happy day. Let's go process those pictures.